Hello ladies and gents. Today we're going to be talking about short rows and short row shaping, which is how you make funny shaping in different kinds of projects. They're also used often in socks to make the short row heel. So the first half is making the wraps, making the initial short row, which is where you knit across, wrap a stitch, and come back. You'll usually do this knitting fewer stitches and then wrap and then come back, which you see I've already done repeatedly. So how you actually do this, so let's say I want to wrap the third stitch. The instructions would say something like knit 2, wrap and turn. In order to do a wrap and turn, you take the yarn, and if it's in back, you put it in front. If it's in front, you put it in back. You just switch it, slip the next stitch, put it back the opposite way, and slip it back. So that, again, if I were to repeat it, is, because my yarn will be in back because I just knit, switch, slip, switch, slip. Okay? So now I'm going to knit back, and I have yet another short row to complete this diagonal shaping I'm making. Okay? So now that's the first half, and usually on the way back, you're going to have to pick all these back up again in order to go the other way. So the instructions will usually say something like knit the stitch together with its wrap. Because if you don't do that, if you just knit the wrapped stitch as is, you end up with the wrap just sort of sitting there like a purl or a bump, which is just fine, but if you can make it invisible, why don't we do that? So here's the next wrap stitch. And how you work a stitch together with its wrap, there's a few steps. The first step, slip the stitch to the other side. Now I can get at this wrap that's here. I'm going to pick up that wrap and lift it onto the needle. Okay, I want to reorder them so that the wrap is on the right side, because then it's kind of free. Now I can slip it back. Now I'm going to treat these two stitches, these two loops, as two new stitches and do whatever kind of decrease the pattern tells me to do. Usually it's just knit it together with its wrap, which means you do a knit two together. Okay, you can also do a purl it together with its wrap, and you might do more than one wrap. Like this stitch has been wrapped twice, so I'm going to slip it, pick up the two wraps with some difficulty, reorder them, slip them back, and purl them together. Now this is all well and good if all of your work is happening on the right side here, like if all of your wrapping and slipping and switching is all happening on the right side, because that looks pretty good. But if you're having to do things on the wrong side, say if this was the right side and I had just purled those together, that looks pretty awful. So there's another technique that's almost the same, but instead of doing a purl two together with your wrap, you're going to do an SSP. An SSP, which you probably know, is when you slip two knitwise, slip them back, and then purl them together through the back loops. I have to go all the way around and purl them through the back loops, right? Okay, so that's an SSP, but you want to do it together with your wrap, which you're already having to slip a bunch of times, so you can save yourself a little trouble by doing it this way. So here I'm at my wrapped purl stitch, and I'm going to do an SSP with wrap. Slip it, just like before, pick it up, just like before, so now I can get at these two stitches. In order to prepare them to be SSP'd, I'm going to slip them back through the back loops. Okay, so now they're turned and back on my left needle, all ready for me to reach around and do a purl two together through the back loops. Ta-da! And you can see when I finish the row that it's nearly invisible. The SSP through the back loops with the wrap makes it look as if the wrap never happened. You just have fewer stitches, making for a nice cool slant. So that's how you do it. Enjoy!